Yo, yo, what's up, guys? Happy Monday. Welcome back to our feedback stream here on Twitch. Yo. I got feedback from my phone. Um, yeah, welcome back to our feedback stream here. Your humble host, Phantom Freak, aka Moistmaster Flex. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Hope you guys had a good Monday, good start to your week. I sure did. I had a really chill weekend. I was supposed to play that desert party on Friday, but decided not to because they didn't really have equipment for me to play on. So I just decided, fuck it, you know. I was supposed to meet up with my family anyways in Palm Springs, so I just went over there a day earlier, and it was a vibe. Palm Springs was really cool. Got to just hang out with the family, do some family stuff. Didn't work on music all weekend, which was actually nice. That was nice to take a little break. And yeah, I had a good Monday, good start to the week here. Yeah, just my usual. Dude, that's the worst. I'm like fucking ruthless when it comes to people around the mixer. I get like very territorial. Like if people start to fucking mess with it, like I will literally yell at somebody, or like I'll like kind of like be a little bit aggressive and kind of like push them out of the way. Even with like, dude, even with girls, like I won't be like aggressive where I'll like push them, but I'll be like, yo, like just don't touch that. Just like stay away, don't touch. um, but yeah, I get that. I totally get that vibe. I get very territorial when it comes to, the equipment. But yeah, check out these releases we got here. We got Boring. We got Positive Contact out on 3000 Bass with Kane Taker and Fubu Q. We got Better Off Alone, my little dub. It's free download. We got Ride from the Man's Foxed. We got Rebirth. Our compilation, our spring compilation just came out. Does my nose look red to you guys? That's really weird. Interesting. We got Maza. Oh, I didn't load that in yet. Oh, I did. Oh, just kidding. I didn't. I got a new one coming out on Yoshbase this Friday. With Dice and MC Kane. Yeah, no problem, dude. And then we got Bender from the Man's Broshi. That's also coming out this Friday on Thick Freakness. And on the bottom right there is actually a brand new one. That one's going to be out next Friday on the 28th. That's me, Ali XO, on 3000 Deep. That one's a little bit more a departure of my normal stuff. My normal stuff tends to be a little bit more aggressive and kind of gritty and rough, kind of masculine. But this tune is definitely more calm, like chill, kind of bouncy type of vibes. Label Radar. Label Radar. That's interesting. I don't think I've actually ever used Label Radar. Let me see. Actually, there might have been a time where I have used it. Label Radar. It looks like I have because on Google, it looks like I've clicked it. Da-na-na. So this is essentially where you submit. Okay, so you submit to labels and stuff. I think I have used it in the past, but only because I think some labels that I was trying to get on were using this. I don't think it lasted long though, because whoever was using it stopped using it. So, I mean, take that with a grain of salt, I guess. I don't really have too much experience with Label Radar, so I can't give you any solid sort of feedback on it. I would just kind of ask around and get, do your due diligence, ask around and see if anybody has had other experience with Label Radar. Even look on YouTube. I mean, I'm sure there's like tons of videos of other people using or not using Label Radar. So, I mean, yeah. Any hoops. Check out those tunes. I got one coming out this Friday. I got another one coming out next Friday. And then we definitely have some more stuff coming up on the horizon all the way through June from myself and the label. Still working on the rest of the summer schedule. But yeah. All right, I gotta update this right quick. Let me just swap this out. Not that one. Just a big fucking poster with me on it. This one. There we go. That's better. All right. So yeah, we got 2 shows coming up here. We got our after hours coming up this Friday, downtown LA. If you guys are in LA, come through. It's for free. Just RSVP at that link there. We got Broshi, Chard, Confront, Dutch Dennis, myself, Nash, Really. And that's my jam. Lots of house, garage, breaks, and bass all night. It's going to be a thick one. And then next week, I'm going to be in Miami. I'll be playing at the Clevelander next Wednesday for Miami Music Week. That one is also free too. If you guys are in Miami for Music Week, you guys want to chill out, hang out, just hit me up on my socials. I can also put you guys on guest list for this event as well. Just FY Izzle. Yeah. And lastly, here's our sponsor. We got Eargasm earplugs. If you guys need earplugs for shows, definitely go cop some. 10% off. Use code Phantom10 at eargasm.com. All right. We have, how many submissions do we have today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got about 10 so far. I'm sure we'll probably get a couple more coming in here. All right, so okay, you guys know the deal. I prioritize people who are in the chat, so in order to get your music reviewed, get listened to and reviewed, if you want to get your music reviewed, you have to be in the chat. So if I call your name, just be sure to say what's up, say hi, whatever. And I will prioritize people in the chat. House of Games. I think it definitely helps. The reality is I've gotten a lot more gigs by being physically present and, actually meeting people in person as opposed to just online. And don't get me wrong, like online introductions have gotten me plenty of gigs as well, even out of state gigs, which is really cool. But far and above, I think most of my gigs and opportunities have come from meeting people in person. So going out to a lot of parties and events that I'm really interested in going and playing. Typically, I'll show up and just try and make friends, essentially. Just make some genuine connections, meet peoples, have a good time, enjoy myself, and yeah, networking in person is always better. There's like a hierarchy. It's like a hierarchy of communication that I tend to live by. Essentially, like in person, face to face is always the best. And then right below that is like a phone call or like a video call, then phone call, then text message, then email, and then yeah. But yeah, face to face is always the best. But if you can't do that, just go down the ladder. But yeah, relationships are definitely invaluable as far as when it comes to pretty much any industry. I mean, not even just music, just pretty much any industry that you could ever think of. Relationships are probably like the most invaluable asset you can have. The better relationships you have, you know, the further you're gonna end up going. Um, but yeah, any hoops. Let's dive into these tunes here. I'm gonna rattle off all the names so you guys know where you're at. We got Kroom first. We got Ian the seventh. Took me a minute there to decode the Roman numeral. Sinister Sweet. Wait, no, that's the song name. Excuse me. Raph and Hangman, Connor House, Freund, Malachi the Squid, Krios, Daddy JP, Proxima, and Crossfades. I've had folks reach out to me for gigs that were in the audience of a show. There's a cool community show for your style. Get to know who's playing, find who's running it, respectfully approach. Yeah, I totally agree with all of that. You know what's a really underutilized tool as well is Discord. I found a lot of like really cool people through socials. So like I think socials are definitely good as like an introduction just to kind of like figure out and meet people online, but definitely like reinforce it by having some sort of face-to-face meeting. So definitely like use socials as a means, as like a doorway to kind of figure out what parties that you would kind of fit into and where you would like your sound would kind of most be accepted and played at. And you know, just kind of, you know, go out to those events and kind of just like try and meet people. But yeah, Discord is definitely a very underutilized, underrated means of networking. It's actually been really cool. Actually, part of this whole stream is like getting people from Discord. So yeah, community is definitely important. That's something that I highly emphasize with my label and our warehouse parties. Something I definitely value. All right, that's enough for me yapping, being fluent in Japanese over here. Bing bong. So we have Kroom in the chat. Kroom is first up. Do we have Kroom in the chat? I don't think so because I haven't really heard him say anything. And it doesn't look like he's on the list of people here. Okay, so I don't think Kroom's here, so he's gonna go back of the line. Ian the seventh. Do. Connor House. Okay, cool. Ian the seventh. Do we have Ian the seventh here? Going once, going twice. Back to the line. I also forgot to mention, if you guys, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of submissions today anyway, so I don't think anyone's gonna really want to skip the line. But if you guys do want to skip the line, you guys can use your channel points or send monies to the bottom left over there. Just FY Izzle. All right, do we have Raph and Hangman? Raph and Hangman in the chat. Okay, I don't think so. Let's keep it going. Okay, we got Connor House. Connor House is here, so we'll do your tune first. Oh, you can't hear it. Interesting. Maybe it's my input settings. Hold on. 1 second. Let me see if this works. Nope. Maybe that. Let's see. Interesting. You know what might have happened? I took my laptop with me over to this weekend, and I had to use um my MacBook without my without my Zoom audio device. I don't know if that's right. So basically, I had to use my MacBook with just normal settings. Was there Liquid Drum and Bass playing at the very beginning? Let's see. Nice one. Super sick one. Um, So Proxima says, me want width. I do agree with that, honestly. So width is a part of defining your stereo field. It's slightly bringing the left and right channels out of phase so your brain perceives sounds as wider. But just make sure to keep everything below 125 hertz mono. Yes, absolutely, 100%. So you have a lot of really cool synths and melodies, but they do tend to be a little bit, kind of front and center. We could probably get a little bit more width out of those. Some more voices, I think we'll do that. If you put some more voices on those synths, it'll kind of thicken them up, but also widen them at the same time. That's one easy way to do it. Or you can actually put in plugins, and that'll kind of help widen them out. But yes, some of those synths are a little bit thin and kind of smack in the center. I think they can use a little bit of spreading. Really cool melodies though. I think all the melodies are fucking really great. Both the kind of like just like chords and stuff. There's some really nice side chaining on it, so you're getting this really nice pump. What's up, Satya? Getting this really nice pump from the sidechain, which is great. Definitely dig that. I dig the sound selection overall. I think everything really works really well with each other. You definitely have space for a vocal here. This almost feels like it could be big room, honestly. It could be like big room house. Yes, all genres are welcome. We don't discriminate here. I put here that I agree with Proxima. Some of the synths could use more width. To me, the sub feels a little bit weak in the drop sections. But in reality, after like actually listening all the way through, I think the sub might be at a nice level. It probably just needs some saturation, honestly. I think there's a lot of low end to it, but it needs a little bit of saturation to kind of give us a little bit more excitement to it. I think that would be great. Saturation or distortion, either one. Kind of give it a little bit more grit and crunch. Your kick is nice as far as the low end, but it needs more punch. It needs more top end. So I would consider swapping out the kick sample for something a little bit more punchy. So that definitely has the low end, but also has a little bit more top end to it. So it kind of punches through the mix down. Yeah, if you have MP3 files, just upload them onto SoundCloud, private SoundCloud links, and just submit them into the Google form. Also, like this is more of like on like a mixing kind of tip. Your claps and your hats are both very like dug underneath the mix. I'm not getting too much clap or hat. I wanted more drums in this for sure. More drums. And the clap for sure, I think needs more power. It feels a little bit too thin for me for this kind of style. So it definitely needs some more punch to that clap. You could even consider, it's something that I always tell people, you can even consider layering claps. So using multiple claps, it kind of gives them a nice little texture, and also it'll give you that punch that you'll need in your mix. And then definitely the hats. I can hear them, but they're very, very low in the mix. So I would consider pushing those up. We get a little bit more brightness on the top end. Overall, I think the arrangement's solid. Had no issues with the arrangement at all. Probably the only other thing I would mention is that those synths could probably use just a little bit more processing, just a touch more reverb to them. They don't need to be washed out, but just something to give them a little bit more depth. If you layer claps, how do you know they won't phase each other out? Yeah, basically just the old fuck around, find out. Really, it's just kind of just like a mix and match. Just like play around with stuff and see what sounds good to your ear. Your ear is going to be your best friend, really. Yeah, the one thing I think you did really well here is the melodies. Melodies are all really great. I think they all really work well together. And the side chaining. The side chaining is really great, especially for like those long, kind of more legato kind of chords that you got going on. All right, good job, Connor House. Dope tune here. Do we got Mr. Freund in the chat? I think he's here. Meeny, 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 meeny. Yep, he's here. All right, let's give this one a listen. Nice. Nice one. Dude, fucking sick, man. It sounds like a lot of the music that I play at the very beginning of the stream. Very liquidy drum and bass. I also I also love this picture that you use over here, subtly throwing in the Lord of the Rings, you know? Very nice. Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys. Actually, I was watching The Two Towers last night, which is funny. Even funnier. What a coincidence. But yeah, this was a fucking dope song. Let's see what the chat has to say. Dangus, this is sick. I like this. I like the gated Vox chant could be more present. Oh, I think the gated Vox chant could be more present. It feels disconnected from the percussion. Interesting. That Reese is sounding real nice. Are we allowed to submit remixes? Yeah, I already addressed that. That's good gating. Oh, you get some ads. I like the percussion. I personally want more snare. So with Proxima's feedback, as far as the presence of the gated vocal, I think I respectfully disagree with that, only because there's two vocals here. We got the main kind of, I guess it's more of like a female vocal. That one feels more like the lead, and then you have like a secondary gated vocal. It feels kind of more like a support. So I think as far as like stereo field and just like mix wise, I think it's nice that you have one that's kind of sitting a little bit lower than the other, so they're not really fighting for the same space. Kind of have like a lead and a support. And I think that's kind of what the effect that you're going for, and I think that's what's working. That's just my humble opinion. Respectfully. Yeah. Personally, want more snare. I mean, you can't go wrong with more snare and drum and bass, honestly. Unless it's like completely distorted and fucking up your mix. I think, having a snare that cuts through your mix is going to be advantageous in drum and bass, especially liquid drum and bass, which seems to be a little bit more melodic and yeah. But yeah, this is a fucking dope tune. Freund, this is a really sick tune, per usual. Right, I put out here right out the gate, which is funny because like right out the gate, we just got like full on energy. But coincidentally, like you started using a lot of like gated vocals, which is really funny. Really nice drums. Loving the drums here, of course. Would it be drum and bass without some solid drums? Loving the melodies and the chords. Some really nice ear candy stuff. Some really nice ambient noise. Really nice chords. Really nice sound selection. Really nice sub. The sub was amazing. Love the sub. Love the respace. Really great. Overall, really dope sound selection. Again, loving those like vocals, both of them, the main one as well as the kind of like more gated, subdued vocal. Both of them are really nice. Really nice variations and layers. Definitely felt like it was like having this kind of progression throughout the entire track. Very solid arrangement. I put here the sub is at a really nice level. Nice vocal stuttering. And I love the change up on the second drop. You kind of get a little bit more crazy and weird with that vocal stutter. So that was nice to see. It was a nice like breath of fresh air to keep things moving. Really nice momentum, that kind of stuff. I don't really have any major feedback for you. I mean, you could always play around with kind of getting a little bit more presence out of that snare, but I mean, as far as like sound selection, arrangement, mix wise, I think everything is sounding really fucking good. This one's a banger. Good job, Freund. Really dope tune. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Do. Yeah, no prob. All right. We got Malachi the Squid in the chat. I saw you a second ago. Just say what's up. Malachi the Squid. Sup? All right. Am I on the list? Yes, you sure are on the list. We got Malachi the Squid right now. We got Krios up next. We got Daddy JP after that. Proxima. Crossfades, these are all not here. Proxima wanted to submit a second one, which I don't have a problem with because I don't know if we have any new submissions right now, actually. Oh, we got 2 new ones. Okay, got Crossed Up. I think Proxima said you wanted to use your skip for that, so you can, if you want to do that, you could do that, but I gotta prioritize these new guys in here. Crossed Up, and I forgot how to pronounce this, but yeah, you're in the queue here. All right, let's give this a listen here from Malachi.
Here comes the
Nice one, bruv. Lots of energy here. Really dope idea. I fuck with the concept too, just like Proxima. Proxima says that the hat feels super high passed. I think the opposite. I think the hat is actually high cut. Because it feels kind of dull, I guess is the best way to put it. It feels like it's kind of subdued too much. So we're not getting enough highs, I think, out of that hat. But also, I think in this kind of like first break section, you have the hats going. But I think there we go. Wait, so Proxima, question. I have a question for you. Because you have 2 tunes. Do you want to skip the line with one of them and just keep the other one towards the back of the line? Or what do you want to do? Do 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 do. I guess it's not really a long line, huh? Global first one. Okay. Global. Okay. We'll put you up here behind Malachi. Okay. Yes, I think for right now, since we don't have a lot of submissions, you're more than welcome to submit a second. But if we get too many submissions, I'm just gonna say FYI, like I just out of respect for my own time too. I want to be able to work on tunes tonight. So like if I feel like I'm like, oh, I'm getting tired, I want to work on my own music, then I'll kind of cut the stream. But I'll try and get through at least through everybody's first tune, and then if I have time, I'll go through people's second one. But yeah, I digress. Malachi, really huge kick. The kick is very nice in this tune. We're getting a lot of nice sub out of the kick, and it punches through the mix very, very nicely. Overall, nice drum selection. So the hats are crispy, but it does feel like we said, like Proxima and I said, does feel subdued. So I think that you might be cutting off too much of your highs on the hat. Secondly, in this kind of break section right here, I don't know if you guys can you guys see my cursor? Yeah, there you go. In this break section right here, you kind of auto filter your snares, but you don't auto filter your hats, and it feels like an odd. It feels like an odd match. I think if you're gonna auto filter your snares, you should also auto filter your hats. This kind of like the same effect, because it feels kind of odd just to me. I think just for continuity's sake, you should do both at the same time. Yeah, that's basically all I'm getting at. I'm liking everything as far as like the energy in your build. It's very nice. Lots of really cool sound selection. I think everything works really well together. Really nice energy in your build. The drop is fat. The kick is very nice, but I think we need more sub. Primarily, excuse me. You do have some like sub notes in there, but I think you need to kind of fill out the entire sub line, meaning that you have like this overall kind of melody playing out, but it doesn't have like a sub underneath it to kind of reinforce it. So we're getting these kind of big spaces where it's just melody, like top end melody, but no sub to kind of back it up. So we need like a full sub line kind of underneath the track, because it does feel kind of empty in the low end in some spots. So just something to consider there. I like that there's a lot of variation here, both in the drops as well as through the entire arrangement. Especially that second break is really dope. We're getting this kind of like trappy sort of bridge section, which is really cool. Really dig that. Lots of like really dope ear candy in there. I think that's very nice. The snare in there is very nice as well, and you got some really nice rides in there, which is really nice. Secondly, or I guess lastly, because I already mentioned the sub thing, there also feels like there's this really big space in the track. Primarily, I mean, I think part of that's going to be filled with having a very strong sub line, but secondly, I think you definitely have space here for a vocal, and I think it's most apparent in that kind of trappy sort of section. It feels like you have a really big space there, enough for a really nice vocal. So yeah, that's definitely something to consider moving forward with this tune. I think the overall, like, it's a very strong foundation. I think it's a very solid arrangement. I like the sound selection. I like the ear candy stuff. But yeah, the two main things: we need a stronger subline, kind of to reinforce the drops. And potentially a vocal if you can find something that'll kind of match the energy here. Yeah. Dope tune here, Malachi. Hell yeah. Big one. All right, we got Proxima's first tune, Global Reset. Let's do it. This is for a remix Competition being judged tomorrow. Definitely not my typical style, so I used it as an opportunity to have fun and dick around. High on this, high end on this is fucked. But some of that is source material. All right, that's good to know. Honestly, it's always fun to kind of mess with new genres. So yeah, I'm excited to hear this.
Work this pussy, you big ugly ass son of a bitch.
I love I love the caveat at the very end, like you're just like, I want to win. Dude, that was a fucking banger. That was fucking sick. I was not expecting that, especially with the intro. Like, I was expecting, I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting, especially with the tagline "Psytrance" at the top there. I was expecting something a little bit more I don't know, melodic, I guess, but dude, this was fucking just fucking blew my mind. I like that the entire track is like it definitely evolves and changes. First drop, second drop, third drop, it's all like different and it all is very cohesive. Oddly enough, everything like works really, really well together. For how different the drops are, it feels like it has just like a natural flow to it, which is fucking crazy. It's really, really well done. Um, Really cool intro. Loving the sound selection. And initially, I wrote here, the kick feels a bit boomy. It's definitely producer porn for sure. But I think it also has like kind of like mainstream kind of appeal. I think it's like one of those tracks that like a really good producer will be like, dude, I recognize that. That's fucking sick. That's fucking sick. But like, I think like the normal, average listener is gonna be like, oh, this is dope. This is really sick, and it's not gonna be too kind of like heady or out there for the normal consumer. Um, as I was saying, I think I wrote here initially the kick feels a bit boomy. However, once the track started getting into the drops, the kick made a lot more sense to me. I think it just in the intro because the intro feels kind of more like subdued and like calm in a way, and then having that kind of really aggressive kick was like, this feels like kind of like a mismatch. But then once you got into the drop, I was like, oh, okay, this all makes sense now. I was like, yeah, this all makes sense. So essentially, I took it back. I was like, okay, the kick is initially boomy, but in the context of the entire track, it makes sense. Really nice synths and arpeggios. The drop is fat. All three drops are fat. I literally put here, was not expecting that. Lots of really cool throwback vocals in here. Kind of like, they almost felt like Easter eggs in a way, but it was really cool. Kind of like hear these like OG, very nostalgic throwback vocals. Super solid arrangement overall. I didn't get in the least bit bored with this track. It didn't feel loopy at all. Very nice variations. Love the gated vocal in this kind of last section here, the first drop. Really nice layers. When the acid came in, I was like, fuck yeah, acid, on that second drop. And then you kind of just tied everything neatly in a bow in that last drop. I also put here, nice oven ding, that little ding. That was really cool. That was a nice little touch. I honestly have nothing to say here, except it's really fucking well done. I think you'll do pretty well in this remix competition. I mean, if the people that are listening to, these remixes have any sense in them, I think this should definitely be a winner. Proxima, you fucking killed it. Fucking killed it. This is dope. Hell yeah. Good job, Proxima. All right. We got Krios. Krios. 135 BPM. I love me some 135. Krios, are you here? Do. Oh yeah, you're here. Okay, we got Krios right now. We got Daddy JP after that. We got Proxima again. Crossfades, crossed up. How do you say your name again? DeWins? I butchered it every fucking time. I'm sorry. And then Connor House has a second one coming up. All right. Let's get in it with Krios. Nice one. Huge kick, dude. Fucking humongous. It's like, excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. Okay, you got an ad? Just let me know you're done. Oof. Oh, that was a nice sneeze. Don't you love it when you get a nice sneeze? Chips ahoy. What if you portamentoed the end of the end melody a little, just throwing an idea. Portamentoed. You know, funny enough, I've never heard anybody use portamento in like a as a verb. That's very interesting. Portamentoed. Portamentoed. Portamento is Italian, isn't it? I guess most music terms are Italian. Legato. All right, he's back. Staccato. Piano. Anyways, yeah, I think a lot of music terms are in Italian. Very cool. But yeah, dude, this is a dope tune. Like progressive house, kind of getting in kind of close to that trancey territory, kind of sorta. I don't think it's fast enough to be trance, but definitely more along the lines of like progressive house, which is really cool. I dig in the vibes. That kick is humongous. I put here, I think there's a little bit too much reverb on those claps in the intro. I can confirm as an Italian. I think and it only happens in the intro, I think. I think I only said that with the assumption that it was gonna kind of carry through. I think it's actually fine. Because in the intro it kind of doesn't matter. You're kind of just basically just introducing the track, so I think it's fine. I'll take that back. Very nice sub in this track. I think the low end is exceptional in this tune. Very nice low end. Loving the pads and the melodies going on here. Really cool synths on the top end. Really nice ear candy. Really cool like addition of those like vocals. They feel more like a supporting player. They're playing a supporting role here. I did put here. Actually, as far as the arrangement goes, I love the arrangement. I think it's very solid. Wouldn't change anything about the arrangement. I would, however, add more transitional effects. It was very noticeable going from the first drop into that first break or that second break section. Sorry. It felt very abrupt. So I think having some like white noise, risers, maybe even crashes. I don't know if you want to use crashes in here. That might be a little bit too much, but definitely something to consider. White noise, risers, crashes, sub drops, that kind of stuff. I think we need a little bit more transitional effects, just kind of sprinkled in here, just to kind of hint at transitions, transition changes, section changes. I'm loving the second break here. It's very, very nice. It's very moody, kind of. We got like some really nice arpeggios, really nice respace going on here. Very moody. Loving that second break. And loving the change up on the second drop. You said that you wanted to do more with the second drop. I think it's actually kind of fine, to be honest, because you have like this nice little melody on top, which is different from the first drop. So I think it adds like a nice like variation and kind of like changes things up. I think the other thing I would say is that you definitely have space for a vocal here. If you could find a vocal, definitely, I think that would elevate the track. But I think so far, so good. I think it's already sounding really fucking great as like a strong foundation. Really, the only thing that I said is the main thing is just more transitional effects. Skeletonize it. Yeah, I get it, Especially when you want to send stuff out to vocalists, you kind of want to like make it a little bit more bare bones. Gives them more, room to play around with. But yeah, I think this is sounding good so far. Very well done, Krios. Dope tune. Excuse me. All right. Up next, oh yeah, that's right. Leonard Ellis used to skip. My bad. Where is your tune? Young Leonard Ellis with the skip. All right. Up next, we got the man's Leonard Ellis. After that, we got Daddy JP. We got Proxima, Crossfades, Crossed Up, Day Ones, and Connor House. All right. Let's do it.
So bad. Boy, you are so bad. Bad boy, so bad. Boy, you are so bad. You are so bad. Boy, so bad. Boy, you are so. Boy, you are so bad. Boy, so bad. Boy, you are so bad. Boy, so bad. Boy.
Nice one. Yeah, super dope. Super groovy. I'm loving the bass line. It's definitely got a lot of like movement to it, which is very nice. Very nice drums. Really loving the bass line. Super groovy. Really solid low end on this. Really cool keys. They have a really nice like rhythm to them. I do agree with Proxima though. The vocal does feel out of key. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad vocal either. It just kind of just like falls out. It feels like it's kind of just like clashing a little bit. So I agree with Proxima here. Definitely, if you can, I mean, try auto-tune first. Auto-tune tends to be a little bit kind of more like a catch-all. I would say try auto-tune first, but definitely Melodyne. I think Melodyne is a little bit more surgical for sure. You can kind of get into the nitty-gritty of it. Auto-tune tends to be more of a catch-all, so it might work or it might not work with auto-tune, but Melodyne for sure will kind of get you the result that you need. Auto-tune's kind of like the lazy way out. Melodyne's a little bit more complex and like I said, surgical. Any hoops. Really dope drops. I'm loving the drum fills. Really cool ear candy. Overall solid arrangement. Definitely had some really nice variations and stuff. And the vibe, you kind of just kept the vibes and the momentum going. So I think that's all really, really well done. And I like the change up on the second drop too. You added some nice, some additional new layers and new ear candy stuff. Yeah, really the only thing is like just making sure that the vocal is kind of in key with the rest of your track. I think the track itself is actually pretty good. Just the vocal. That's it. That's really it. Everything else here sounds great. Good job, Leonard Ellis. Dope tune, dope tune. Hell yeah. All right. Up next, we have the man's Daddy JP. Daddy JP is here. Nice cat picture here too. Boots and cats.
Boots and cats in little bags, designer shades, expensive tags. I got my taste, no need to hate, so I'ma stunt and throw it back. Boots and cats in little bags, designer shades, expensive tags. I got my taste, no need to hate, so I'ma stunt and throw it back. I'ma stunt and throw it back. Boots and cats in little bags, designer shades, expensive tags. I got my taste, no need to hate, so I'ma stunt and throw it back. Boots and cats in little bags, designer shades, expensive tags. I got my taste, no need to hate, so I'ma stunt and throw it back. Boots and cats in little bags, designer shades, expensive tags. I got my taste, no need to hate, so I'ma stunt and throw it back. Boots and cats in little bags, designer shades, expensive tags. I got my taste, no need to hate, so I'ma stunt and throw it back. I'ma stunt and throw it back. Boots and cats in little bags, designer shades, expensive tags. I got my taste, no need to hate, so I'ma stunt and throw it back. Boots and cats in little bags, designer shades, expensive tags. I got my taste, no need to hate, so I'ma stunt and throw it back. I'ma stunt and throw it back. I'ma stunt and throw it back.
Nice one, bruv. Definitely has Walker and Royce vibes for sure. I agree with that 100%. Yeah, I don't know if Leonard Ellis is still here, but good night, homie. Like nice vocal polymeter. Acid. I smell acid. Ooh. Loving this one. Vox is sounding somewhat lo-fi. Could just be Twitch compression. Yeah, I mean, I think that's... I mean, I think it's part of the effect of the vocal. I don't mind it, honestly. I think it's kind of nice. It kind of adds to the character of the track a little bit. But yes, I agree. It does have a little bit of a lo-fi feel to it, which is kind of cool. Yeah, overall, this is a really dope tune. Really nice kick. That kick is fucking huge. Definitely punches through the mix. It's very nice. Really cool vocal. I think the vocal is very dope. The vocal definitely fits here. And it kind of boosts up the track a little bit more. Kind of gives it a little bit more character. You do a good job of introducing that vocal as well. And then using it to great effect throughout the entire track. There's kind of a couple of different variations that come through throughout the drops, and I think it's very nice. Really cool mid bass. Nice filtering you got going on here, both on that mid bass as well as the vocal. Very sick drop. I'm loving the drops. Very nice variations. Very good use of filtering. Very nice layers. You got a couple different layers coming in. Different melodies and stuff like that. I think it's very well done. Super solid arrangement overall. I wasn't the least bit bored with this tune. I think there's very nice variations that come through. And I like both drops. I think the entire, track was just very pleasant to listen to. The only probably two little pieces of advice I would probably give is just mixing stuff. Make sure that the vocal is cutting through when it's playing at the same time as that mid bass. And an easy way to do that is either with the dynamic EQ, you could do Pro Q3, or you can also use Track Spacer, which is another kind of cool plugin. The homie Broshi swears by it. But it basically does the same thing as dynamic EQ. You can use FabFilter Pro Q3 just to kind of duck the mid bass a little bit. You don't have to get fucking super crazy aggressive with it. Just have the mid bass duck a little bit when that vocal comes in, so the vocal kind of pops through a little bit more. And lastly, the clap can kind of cut through the mix a little bit more. I think it was more apparent in the drop sections, obviously, because there's more stuff going on. But like in the intros and the outros and the breaks, it was definitely present. Pro Q4. I don't even have Pro Q4 yet. I just heard that Serum 2 came out today, so that's interesting. Dude, I don't really like keep tabs on when they get updates on updates on plugins and stuff. I kind of just go with where the winds take me. It's a game changer for the low mids. Yeah, I use the Soothe sidechain for that sometimes. But yeah, just something to keep in mind. I think it's really just minor mix tweaks stuff that you need to do. But I think overall, this is a very fucking solid tune. Very dope vocal. You have some really nice variations going on here. Very nice energy here. Good job, Daddy JP, with the Boots and Cats. Okay, let's keep it going. We got Proxima with the second tune here. We got Crossfades after that. We got Crossed Up, Day Ones, and then Connor House. Let's see if we got any other submissions here. It might be a shorter stream tonight. We got one more submission from Young Quacks. All right. Proxima. Let's do it. Nice. Fucking sick. I don't listen to a whole lot of techno, as we all know. I say it all the time. But this was really nice to listen to. I wasn't bored in the least bit. That fucking kick is fucking humongous. It's fucking massive. Doof, doof. Oh, you got the room audio? Yeah. It got a little boomy at the end there because like the microphone was picking up the Yamahas. So yeah, this is sick. Huge kick, very fat. Actually, I just put the word simply fat right there. Really cool hats. The vocals are very nice. I mean, obviously the vocals aren't really like the main star of the show here. They're kind of more like a ear candy, but I think they're used to like great effect. Really nice delay effects on those claps initially. I do think that those claps are kind of dug underneath the mix a little bit too much. I think they can kind of come up. And then you have like this really nice like secondary percussion that comes in. That feels like kind of like a side stick. I think it's very nice. You have a lot of like really cool melodic layers that kind of just like jump on top here and there too. And it feels like there's a nice progression overall with this arrangement. But surprisingly, after listening to it, I thought the track was longer, but then I noticed that it was only 2.5 minutes, which seems actually kind of short for techno. I think if you're going to go back into this tune, obviously this is a work in progress. If you're going to go back into this tune, I would probably want some longer break sections. Because it seems like, you just go like break and then like a short 8-bar. You go like drop, short like 8-bar break, jump into a new drop, short 8-bar break, jump into a new drop, short 8-bar break, jump into a new drop. So I think somewhere in here you kind of have to throw in some longer breaks just to kind of give the listener a little bit of time to just like chill out and breathe and then dive right back into the fucking madness, I think overall, like your different sections, your different drops, quote unquote, they all work really well. But just like, I think adding in some longer breaks just to give a little bit of breath, I think that'll kind of fill out the rest of the arrangement a little bit more. And you can get kind of like weird and crazy and moody with your breaks if you so please, so wish. But I think overall the sound selection here is fantastic. Sound design is fantastic. I did hear those oven dings. It did surprise me, but oddly enough, it works. I think. You said that you're gonna probably remove them from this iteration, but I think it's it actually kind of works. It's kind of fun. Gonna be double the current length in the end. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think really all you need is maybe just some longer breaks, and then basically bump up that clap. That main clap I think needs to come up in the mix more. Good job, Proxima. Dude, some fucking fire from Proxima tonight. Hell yeah. All right, we got Crossfades up next. Crossfades still here. Then after that, Crossed Up, Day Ones, Connor House, and Quacks. Crossfades, you still here? The Man's Young Gus. See Leonardo. Yo, Little Whip. All right, let's do it. speedy. That was a speedy one. I do love me a nice 130 plus tune. It's definitely my steez. Yeah, really digging this vibe here. It's definitely different from the stuff we normally get from you, which tends to be more like tech housey, kind of more dirty birdie vibe. This is definitely more I don't know, just fucking speedy. I dig it. I don't know if the saws feel out of key with the bass. What do you think? I didn't feel like it was out of key, honestly. I think the saws and the bass are very well matched. What I put here, speedy, loving the tempo, very solid groove. Obviously, very nice drums here. Feels like a throwback is what I put. I'm loving the vocal. It definitely adds to the kind of nostalgia, kind of like throwback, to like maybe like 90s kind of dance music. But the vocal is definitely too dry for me. I think we need a little bit more processing to it just to give it a little bit more depth. I think the drop is very nice. You kind of have just, this is obviously a whip, so it's kind of just like a very sort of basic idea so far. I'm obviously, I think you're gonna go back into it and kind of spice it up more. The vocal does get some sort of loopy, so I would consider adding in some variations. Can't you feel the vibe? Can't you feel the vibe? Can't you feel the vibe? Can't you can't you feel the vibe? Can't you feel the vibe? You know, something like that. Just something on the last phrase, some sort of variation on that last vocal phrase, just to kind of break up the repetition. I also put here very nice low end. Definitely the low end is, it feels almost like the star of the show, to be honest. But overall, very nice sound selection. Again, it feels like very nostalgic, kind of like a throwback to the 90s. But it's cool. I think it's a really dope idea. Definitely feels like it's outside of your normal stuff, but it was definitely very cool to listen to. I dig the vibes. Feel the bass. But yeah, I would like some more processing to the vocal, some more variation to the vocal. But I'm digging the direction this is heading in. This is really cool. Yeah. Good job, Young Gus. Dope tune. Hell yeah. Bum, 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 bum. All right. Do we have Crossed Up? Crossed Up in the chat. Down, 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 down. Crossed Up still here. Crossed Up going once. Crossed Up. Crossed Up going twice. No Crossed Up? Did he leave? All right, I guess not. Crossed Up is not here, so he goes to the back of the line. Day ones. Is Day One still here? Do. Day One's going once. Day One's going twice. All right, I guess Day One's isn't here either. Connor House. I guess you're gonna be Connor House and then Quacks. Last one's Day One's here. Just kidding. There you are. Okay, Day One's Connor House, then Quacks. Let's do it. Do. Nice. Very unique sound design, especially towards the end there. I like this like kind of like spooky, ominous pitching effect you got going on the main melody. I think it adds like a nice transition going from. It almost feels like kind of like you initially start in a major key and then you go into a minor key, because it feels and the initial sound of it feels very kind of happy and uplifting, and then it kind of goes into like kind of like a more ominous kind of darker kind of direction. But I think it's really cool. I think doing that kind of pitching to that main melody definitely adds a nice transition, going from that kind of happy intro into like kind of like a more darker kind of more ominous drop. You bent the notes individually. That, yeah, dude. I think it works really well too. It's a nice transition. Really nice plucks, really nice reverb on the plucks. Really cool percussion. The percussion initially, I was like, dude, wait, what is this? And then it made even more sense once you got into like the actual drop. It feels very like tribal almost, but it definitely fits the vibe. Really cool pitch bending you got going on. Yeah, I put here already. That adds a nice transition going into your dub drop. The drop itself is really cool. And then towards the end here, you kind of add in some nice variation, so it starts to get a little bit more bass heavy, which is cool. I think the main piece of feedback that I have here is that your kick in your drop section could punch more. I wasn't getting enough kick out of this. I could hear it. It's definitely there, but it definitely needs to kind of punch through, especially for, I think, this kind of style. I noticed on this like tail end of the track, you have a more like heavy distorted kick. I kind of want that same sort of dynamic range on the main kick, you know? So it definitely needs to kind of punch through a little bit more. Overall, this is a really cool idea to start. Obviously, this is just a whip, but I think this is a very strong foundation for a track. So yeah, definitely, you know, keep developing this out and see where it takes you. Oh, hell yeah. Brother, good job, day ones. All right, last two ones here. We got Connor House and then Quacks. Let's do it. Nice. Really cool. Again, really cool melodies. It's kind of similar to the other tune that you sent in. Although I would be careful with using super saws as kind of like your main mid bass because super saws tend to take up a lot of the mix. So yeah, just something to consider. Very nice kick. Although I do think it needs a little bit more punch to it. It has a nice low end to it, but needs a little bit more punch. Very nice reverbs on your synths. I think the melodies here work really well. You have some really cool layers, both on some of your synths as well as some of your arpeggios and stuff like that. And then including like the super saws too. But again, yeah, make sure, you know, as far as mix wise, just kind of be careful with your super saws because they tend to take up a lot of space in the mix. I do think again, this is kind of similar feedback to your last track. Some of your synths do get a little bit thin, so they kind of could use some beefing up. Adding some more voices would help with that. Same feedback with your drums. I think your claps and your hats need more power to them, maybe some more saturation as well. Put here cool layers. I think the arrangement is solid. 5 minutes is kind of a little bit long for a track, so I might kind of slim it down a little bit. You could probably chop off a solid 8 bars on both the first and second drops. I put here that the dynamic range needs to kind of be balanced out a little bit on your mid basses. And it becomes a little bit more apparent on the second break when you get these secondary saws coming in. Yeah, the saws there. No, I didn't. I actually didn't play. Sorry. So that section in particular feels louder than the rest of the track, and I think it's mostly it has to do with just context and where it's at in the arrangement. So like this second break, obviously there's less stuff going on, so perceptively it sounds much louder than, you know, the other sections. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind when, you know, arranging the track, and like working on your mix down. When you have like these longer breaks with like more minimal elements, just to kind of keep those ideas, those elements a little bit more balanced. So like, you know, like I said, like this break sounds like it's the mid bass is louder as opposed to like the first drop. But, you know, maybe even dynamically it's probably like the same level. But I think just perceptively, because there's less stuff going on, it just sounds louder. It's more power there. Just something to consider there. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I had. So yeah, beef up your claps and hats. Maybe beef up your synths, and kind of just make sure your mid basses are a little bit more balanced. But yeah, dope idea. Keep it going. All right, we got this last one from Quacks. Then we're calling it a night. A night. A night. A night. A night. Let's do it. gonna get a little rewind because I didn't realize that I wasn't playing any music. Rewind. Nice one, bruv. Fucking fatty, dude. Just some proper fatty dubstep, man. Huge kick, huge low end. The low end is obviously like the main thing here. I could fucking feel it all the way through the floor, which is exactly what you want for this style of tune. Really nice gating on the vocal in the intro. It was definitely like fluttering like super fast, but I think it's a nice effect. I don't think it's like too like overused or anything. I think it's really nice. Very nice sound selection overall. Very fat drop. I was gonna say really the only piece of feedback that I have here is really just the mixing thing. I was just gonna say it's something minor. Just be mindful of your low mids, because since there's so much stuff going on in that region of the mix, it does get a little bit muddy, especially because you have such a fat sub. So just be kind of mindful in that low mid range. I think the top end is very crispy, very clear. But yeah, just be mindful of that low mid, and I think that'll help the mix even better. Overall, solid arrangement. Again, very solid sound selection. Nice break section here. You have a nice little respace going on, the vocal. Overall, this is a very well done tune. Is this like for a remix competition or just for shits and gigs? Shits and gigs. Either way, it's very well done. Oh, due tomorrow. Well, best of luck, man. Wish you all the best. This is a dope tune. All right. That's the last of it for me. Thank you everybody who submitted tunes. Thank you guys for joining the stream. I will be back again next Monday, same time, same place. We have our warehouse party going on this Friday, downtown LA from midnight to 5 a.m. Come through, it's free. And if you guys are in Miami Music Week next week, I'll be there too. Follow me on all the things. Follow the label. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday night, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week.